Hold on, just a little longer. Please wait. I think we're live. Well, it's Tuesday. It's day 2, live on OneStream for Business. It's 12:30-ish p.m. and Joe and I are here, and this is about the power of using live video in your company. And we're discovering the real power of live video, and we're here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the card. We're going to do this step by step in case we break anything. So remove that card and hide Joe's screen share for a moment. Okay, they're still available, and go side by side. After 7 minutes, Joe, hello.
Brilliant. I'm just loving it because one of the things that live streaming does is that, and the Force has taught me this, always expect the unexpected. Nothing ever survives contact with the enemy. And our enemy is technology. And although we're both pretty used to this and we're pretty good at this, these things happen. And there's nothing worse. In the earlier days, I used to get bent out of shape and I felt reputationally damaged because it wanted it to be perfect. But then I remembered that we teach people that's not meant to be perfect. It's not TV. It's not live streaming and stuff like that. It is live streaming. So welcome. Well done, Stephen Healey, for getting us up and running on day 2 of OneStream Live for Business. Great Stephen Healey, the guru who actually has a levitational way of dealing with things. We're inside. I am not that mellow, I have to say. Stephen Healey, great to be back on to day 2. I'm Big Joe Sheppard, head of streaming and engagement at Live Stream Solutions. And I'd like to, Stephen, say thank you yesterday for getting us through day 1. As everyone knows, this is a relatively new platform to me, so I'm learning as we go as well, which is fab. And thank you to everybody who sent us messages of support yesterday and saying, hey, lads, we love that. Looking forward to the rest of the week. So well done, mate. And thank you for taking me through this step by step.
Well, it is a step-by-step approach, and we're pressing all the buttons, and occasionally, 99% of the time they work, sometimes they don't. Yesterday's broadcast, we just went live. Today, we did the schedule, and the pre-announcement went out everywhere, and the events are created on Facebook. Perfect. But there was just one glitch when we went to go live, and we're going to talk to the team at OneStream after that, because as Joe said yesterday, the team are always watching, the team are always listening, and we accept that this is live broadcasting, it's not television. Right, okay. Now, today's episode on day 2 is to talk about the live studio on OneStream. Now, this is an addition about 6 months ago, and this is a game changer because you don't have to come in from OBS and vMix. You can go live from OneStream. We're going to do this. I'm going to bring in Joe's screen, and then we're going to discuss what you can do. Because, Joe, branding's important, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very much so. We talked about those 4 pillars yesterday, just to recap. So we've got live streaming strategy and the overarching strategy that should and must, in fact, dovetail into the rest of the social media and marketing strategy that the organization or the individual does. Pillar 2 is live streaming as a service, being able to provide that service and work as a joint venture with organizations and individuals. Pillar 3 is the brand engagement. Pillar 4 is the customer engagement. So the brand storytelling and the brand engagement. The brand is everything. It sets the scene for what the individual or the organization is about. It's that reputational thing that people can identify. That's why big companies pay huge amounts of money for 3 or 4 word strap lines, etc., colors and this and that. There you go, up there, logos and stuff. We take for granted what the likes of OneStream Live do for us, where we can put up the scrolling banner on the bottom. And we're going to run through the studio in a minute, but the branding is, I think one thing that sums it for me is that everything is about the professionalism is about taking the time to set up the colors, the branding, the logos, everything like that would set it. And then when you go live, you can just have a bit of fun with it. And that's the whole thing, because it's behind it. And people then associate the colors, the names, the numbers, the logos, the strap lines with everything. It's great, mate.
Yeah, I mean, preparation is key, and you can set everything up as far as the branding is concerned before you actually go live. And the other thing is that if you're an agency and you're looking to, as Joe does for his clients, basically Joe's got one setup for each client, and you can switch between them as each broadcast arises. So, shall we make a start on where we should have been? And I'm just going to take my logo off screen, simply. I'm going
I'll
to
jump
leave.
into my mirror studio, Studio 2.
Yeah. Let's go to Studio 2.
There we go. And I can flip between the two and see. So there we are. So I've opened up my own studio and we've shared that. So in fact, what we'll do is you'll see on the left hand side, you'll see in the studio, you'll see that this is me actually in my own studio. I'm now sharing my screen into our live today, sorry. And so I can then show you around what we've got. So this is my own studio, which is great. So as you can see, you can share your screen. If I go to the bottom here where it says share, along the bottom you've got everything is left, right, and centered. Left, right, and bottom centered. So here we go here. So you can share your screen. So when I do this, all of my screens that I've got open, I can share any one of those, and that's all I've done in Stephen's main studio today. Is I have shared my screen into there so that you can see that. So what we would do, all on this left hand side, where we've got. You can ban some people because sometimes if you need that, sometimes if somebody hacked in, for example, not that you can on this, but remember what happened with the certain online tool during COVID. So we have that capability, but we've never had to use it ever. And then you invite your guests, and this is what happens. You get a link to send, what we call a studio access link. And this is only sent to the guests who are coming onto your show, and you can copy it there like I'm showing. In fact, if I go back into that again, I can actually send it direct from email, and I can send it directly to WhatsApp here, which is brilliant because I've got the WhatsApp app opened on my desktop, so I can send it straight away. Or I can just copy it to here, and then I can send it to anybody in a Messenger or whatever I want to do. So that's how we do. And then when people come in, when guests come in, they will come into this left-hand side over here, and I'll see them all dotted down, all down the side here. And then, like for this, so I then add them in, like I'm adding myself in just now, to the studio, and then that's what you see. And then miraculously, I can also make it full screen. I can make the individual full screen. There we go. We can actually add some visual effects as well. I'm hoping you've seen all this, Stephen, because obviously I'm in the other studio. But here we go. Let's see what we've got here. Takes a second.
It'll take a second. There you are.
Wow. I mean, that's again, virtual background without a green requirement for a green screen background. I'm already using XSplit VCAM, which gives a virtual background, but these are provided by OneStream Live free of charge, and you can add other ones in as well. So, like I say, it takes the next.
There is a point there as well that you're doing this as a guest.
I'm doing this as a guest, yeah, which is absolutely superb. So that's really, really useful, and you can add them other ones in. Here we go. We can slightly blur. If you're in your background, if you're in a house or something, or you're in a coffee shop, because guests come to us from all across the globe. What you can do, the guests themselves, or me as myself as the host or the producer director, can slightly blur the background so it focuses more on the individual, and then you can fully blur that as well. And then obviously we take that off again. So there we go. There's a whole range of things. If you go, you should be able to see this. So you can see the microphone that I'm using. I've got a number of them. I've got a microphone built into the camera, but I've got a large covered mic that if you're 9 up the top, and I've got my default speakers from there. And you can see the strength of the signal. You can put echo cancellation on or off, gain control, noise suppression. So there's a whole pile of settings which just make it really professional to be able to do. The video, again, I'm using XSplit VCam because that gives me my virtual background. I'll just go with that in just a second. But if I just wanted to use, I've got two cameras. The one I'm looking at, I've got one up top. Should I want to be able two camera capabilities as well? And then if I press this, this is what happens. It mirrors everything the other way. So I'll just go back and let's just close that. Oh, and there's a series of hotkeys as well for you to be able to use. So some people really enjoy using the hotkeys because they're very fast on it. My fat jumbly fingers are good for some things in life, but I ain't using the hotkeys, that's for sure. But what a capability to have. So there we go. I can then come off full screen and I can have my background and everything else in. If I've got, you'll see the bottom here below me, you'll see there's a range of different, and where the control panel is above that, there's a range. So I'm on solo at the moment, and we've just seen if I go to here, I can press, I can go full screen. Usually I won't have people on full screen if we've got a bordered surround. We'll come back to that in a second when we do the right hand side. All good so far, Stephen Healey?
All good so far. And basically, you mentioned a moment ago hotkeys. If you have a Stream Deck, then you can change the screen layout using hotkeys. And I'm doing all this without being near to the computer. And it's just so simple and straightforward to do. So you've got hotkeys in the studio to actually control the broadcast from your Stream Deck instead of pressing Alt-C and Alt-X and whatever you. So it's Stream Deck friendly, is all I'm saying.
One of the great things is, I'm not sure whether you would have seen that then, is when you've got other tabs like WhatsApp or Facebook or Messenger open, and my stuff flies in from the bottom right-hand corner. That's great. I've been streaming sometimes when, let me just go back to my studio here. I've been streaming sometimes when I've had phone calls in the middle, and you can't turn it off. You can't turn it off because Messenger's connected, as is WhatsApp, with Facebook, and it's connected because that's what helps us to go live into one of the platforms. Anyway, so above control panel here, which actually if you want to drop down, you can do, and you can then bring it back up, so you can move those out of the way. You can here, you can show full screen there if you just want that as a guest, if you feel more comfortable. You can come out of that as well. And here at the bottom, you've got, you had more participants, obviously, to be able to use different layouts. But as Stephen will probably show you now, because we've got a, let me just have a look at what he's doing in the studio there. So where Stephen has got there we go. He is using the different aspects to put the different layout, large and small, small and large, top and bottom, left and right, equal, all the way along. There's a whole range of things that we can do in the studio, which just makes it absolutely superb to do. So what we'll do then, so that's the bottom. And again, more buttons whilst you can, we go back onto the right-hand side here, and we have got a button here, which obviously mutes me off. There, I can take my camera off should I wish to. That'll come back on again. So here's the important thing, Stephen, for me. Different people are left or right centric in bad terminology. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I do. Either they look left or they look right. I'm right justified in because I'm right-handed. But there's buttons everywhere. The great people at OneStream Live have given us a whole range of things. So I can turn off, mute myself there, turn the camera on and off as well. So you can do that there. But also down here at the bottom on the main control panel. There we go. If I do that with a microphone again, remember when I brought myself in before and I showed you up top where they are? Again, we've got the audio settings here, and I can pick which one of those microphones that I want to use, whether I want to use the camera mic or whether I want to use the separate mic. So that's done that there. Again, the camera, we've got the video input. I'm going through XSplit VCam. XSplit VCam, another great company. I actually, I don't know, I should say this publicly. I don't know whether I'll actually need to renew. I do like to use them. I think they give a great variety. But with what OneStream Live are doing now, Stephen, you have to sort of question what requirements are. If you're starting off, as we said yesterday, there's a package for everybody, whether that you want to try it yourself for free, with some of the elements, or you want to bring in professional live streamers like myself and Stephen to work on the strategy, to do the discovery, the strategy, provide the live streaming as a service, and build as a joint venture, which is probably the best way to go. Not selling our wares, but we're very good at what we do. Why wouldn't we? But you've got all of these capabilities there. So I'm just going to pull up. You probably see this come up on the screen now, Stephen. Oh no, you might not see that actually.
I haven't got anything yet, but that doesn't mean anything.
No, you probably won't. So what I'm doing now is I've pulled up XSplit VCAM from from my computer. It's sat there open, and what I can do at a glance, I can go from my studio background to a pub in Belfast. There's a great one called Deviate up in the Liberties, great rugby bar up there. There's another one up there. I can go to a sports venue. I like everything, like all the Zoom backgrounds. I can go to a great place there, and I can go to Rugby Academy Island, where I will be this evening, and then back to the studio. So, excuse me. As we saw, though, you can add backgrounds, virtual backgrounds to it, and you don't need. Back in the old days, in fact, I think Stephen, you still have a green screen on your wall, don't you?
I've got a green screen here, and here it is.
There we go.
Basically, to get the best out of the green screen facilities in OneStream, you do need a green screen. It's available down in the sorry, I was going carried away. It's not in the carousel because we're talking about OneStream Live today, not about Amazon. There are features. We said that this was all about marketing and selling and making money from live broadcasting. One of the features in the OneStream studio is live selling, and this is the ability to sell whilst you're live. And if I go here and I go here, I've set up a catalogue of items that I can talk about. But the thing about this is, it's not just the image that's showing on screen. On Facebook and YouTube, the link to go to Angelica's page has been posted in the comments. So whilst I'm talking about Angelica's courses, people who are watching can actually go to the webpage and buy. So this is groundbreaking as far as live selling is concerned. The link actually goes into the comments, and you can talk about any aspect or any product. Let's go just to give another example. If I go over here, I happen to have this is bring this into the show. We did a webinar yesterday, and this is it. I'm going to put it full screen. Okay. And basically, this is a webinar I did with Erica and Harry the other day. And every time this is shown on screen, we get a link to the YouTube video so people can watch the replay. So there are so many ways that you can actually use live selling. And if I take that off, come back to everybody. I think I've got it right. If I go here, Joe, just a minute. Right, that's everything we've got on screen. This shows the power. Because you can have, we've not mentioned this before, you can have up to 10 guests on screen, and more down in the waiting to come on. But live selling is a big feature within the OneStream Live Studio. It's simple to set up. All you need is an image, a price. Everything I do is free, of course, but image, price, and the URL that people will get when they are watching you live, because it's posted in the comments and they can click it whilst you're talking. I think the power of live selling is important. Okay, I'm just giving Joe a breather for a sec. Live selling is an important part of live streaming, because if you can sell people, then it makes every live stream that you do profitable. And the thing you do is to set up a landing page for viewers to go to, still listening to you, but they can go to the landing page and they can buy whatever you've put into your catalog within OneStream. Now you can have up to 30 different items grouped in lots of 3, and you can just simply bring those into the broadcast by clicking one link. That will appear on screen, as so, and we can go picture in picture, and it's just so simple and so straightforward to do. And at this point, I'm going to hide all that. So I'm going to remove that. Okay. And I'm going to remove that. Okay. This is Cairnhill Locks. This is where I do my walking. I'm going to remove that as well. Which brings us back to the original trio of myself, Joe, and Joe too. Over to you, Joe.
That's great. Thanks for that, mate. Again, for me, there's some of those things that you do very, very simply that I've been doing in other studios for a long time. It's great because actually, even I am genuinely blown away by what we can do with OneStream Live. So, excuse me, if I come back into the studio, so we have the control panel down the bottom. Can you still hear me, Stephen?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, I've muted. I've muted Mute Studio 2, you see.
Right,
so
how's that?
there we go. So we have got the live sales there. Sorry. So when you come in, you will see on the left-hand side there, it says live sales. And I set up something there recently for Kinoko Biltong, who's our South African snack food provider to girls, Ilse. We hope you get better soon, and Alana up in Belfast. And so would have had a photograph in there, and you've got the price and everything else. And as Stephen says, the link goes straight through. So going to somebody's website or even on the socials, you can do the live sales and people will click in straight away. More engagement, more viewers, newer customers, more clients that are currently there, more buying purchases. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. It is a business that you're working a joint venture with. So I absolutely love that. We have a chat functionality that people will see there, and we've got two. The stream, when the stream goes out to the different platforms and the website, and here, Stephen, you need to really explain this. One of the problems that we've had in the past is when what we call multicast, that is where we are live to a whole range of different platforms and social media outlets, etc., etc. When the comments come in, or like for me, for my rugby, I would then put the post out. I would then multi-share that across groups, maybe 60, 70 groups across the globe. But when the comments come in, hitherto, they haven't always come into one place. Stephen, tell us what OneStream Live does.
By the magic of OneStream Live, I can just go full screen. And yeah, OneStream Live has unified chat. Basically, you've got Facebook and YouTube, and the comments that people make whilst you're live will show in your OneStream Live studio. You can then show them on screen and you can reply to them. In addition to that, you can reply in text as well. So you can reply verbally, you can reply in text. Now, this is where it takes a step into, well, we've been talking about going live on your website, which is Thursday's topic. It's important to be able to communicate with people on your website. The live chat within OneStream works on your website. So when people are watching you live on your website, they can make a comment, you can see it in your studio, and you can reply to it. So this has been the missing link. Okay, the missing link has been, okay, you can go live on your website, people can watch you, what happens next? Well, what happens next is live, because you can see the comments in your studio, bring them on screen and reply whilst you're live, either verbally or in text. And this is on your website. So this is a great step forward. And it makes marketing, because just going back to the live sales we were talking about a moment ago, you can put a live sale in, and as people actually comment, you can answer their questions about the product on your website. Totally interactive. And it's all included in the fee we did yesterday. Everything we're talking to you about now is live. We're using it on a regular basis. So, Joe, I think the unified chat is a major point about the OneStream studio, and it is basically, it's there. It just works.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it goes back to what I said yesterday about KISS methodology, KISS, keep it simple and stupid. I want everything. I want a one-click system, and we are working with OneStream Live to improve even more some of the systems that we've got in place now. Because for me, everything is about, I look at everything as a first-time user or as a client coming in to allay their fears about how simple live streaming can be. That's all part of that live streaming as a service capability. So that for me is great, where we can have everything in one place. When we go back over to the right hand side now, you will see on from my Studio 2. So we've got the stream comments, the chat, and you've got what we call a private chat. And the private chat is just that. You'll have maybe you've heard a ping there, because that's great. So the private chat is only for, like today, myself and Stephen will see that. So if I want to send a message, if I want to do something, or if we're live in a show and I sort of like miss a portion out or add something else, great thing. From the stream, if somebody puts a question up there and it's a great question, not only can you put it up on the screen and it comes up, people like seeing their own avatar, their own name, and their comments up there, let me tell you. So we can actually have a private chat in here as well. So that is our chat capability. We'll get rid of that just for a second. And then we have got branding at the bottom. So, and you can see there at the bottom, you'll see on the screen, overlays, background, and intervals. If I go back to this right-hand side again, you'll see it there. So if I press branding, it comes out. So again, whether you are like to look at things at the control panel at the bottom, or if you want to work on the right-hand side, I prefer to work with everything being on the right-hand side like that. It's in one place. The great people at OneStream Live have given us both options. And you will see in here where in the branding, we've got backgrounds there, we've got intervals. Intervals are short videos. And then we've got chat capabilities. So if I go to overlays, first of all, if I go to backgrounds, first of all, you'll see that the great people at OneStream have given us a whole pile of free backgrounds. So I can change my background, as you can see there, sparkly little thing. I'm not sure Big Joe Shep suit sparkles, but there we go. Diwali. Wow. Jazz, nice. Let me just take that. The reason I'm laughing is because I'm looking at the button and it's got like a musical symbol on it. But even it didn't correlate in my teeny tiny brain that I would play music. How fab is that? Learn something else, Stephen Healey, today. So, and then we've got some where you've got videos that you can see, Halloween videos playing in the background as well. And if I was to remove myself, myself back to the screen. So there we go. So they've got a range, as you can see there. There's a whole range that they have put in for us. We'll just take that off for now. But what you can do is you can add your own ones into the bottom as well. So for example, I've got one for tonight. I'm just going to take myself out and show you a couple. And these are one-click wonders. Here we go. So this is our one I'm doing for tonight with the great Dan Fonseal at Rugby Academy Island. And we'll change some around. And that's it. So, and you simply can add a whole range of those in using this button here. So when you click into that there, it will go into my PC and go into my Google Drives and then add them in. So that's our backgrounds, our overlays. We have got on overlays, we've got our logos. So again, I just simply upload a logo that I want. So, and we've got them to go left, and we've got them to go right. So you can have one or the other. There we go. Rugby Academy Island, both of those going in. So we can take those off. I can add in Livestream Solutions, my own business. And you can have one or the two in there as well. And again, very, very simple to add into place. And then below that, you've got a range of different banners. So I've got some things set in for tonight. So I've pre-prepared. Here we go. Tonight at 8:30, myself and Director of Rugby at Rugby Academy Ireland, Dan Fonsale, are starting a new weekly Academy Updates live series for 15-20 minutes of the Dan and Big Joe show. So I've pre-prepped some of these to go in as well. You've got a ticker. I don't, in fact, have I put a ticker in? There we go. You've got a ticker that is running into the bottom, and you'll see there, edit style, you've got different types of fonts, different sizes. You can put it slopey. There we go. You can have slopey in. So you can edit the style. You can put the ticker speed. We'll move the ticker speed up there, a whole pile up there. Press update, and immediately. So straight away, you can change things during the show. You can prep in the beginning, so you can have your ticker, and then you can hide that. You've got your banner in place. So you stick your banner up as well. You've got your logos there. So everything is there. Yeah, listen, it's absolutely fab. In fact, intervals. Intervals are short videos that make people. So here we go. So when we start, you can add this one in. Some are live, sorry, some are short videos, some are just holding messages. We can write back if you want to take a break, if you're doing a large event, and you can do an intro.
Brilliant.
There we go. That is the studio. There's more to it, but we'll be here for 3 hours, Stephen. So sorry for taking up so much time, but there's a lot there. There's a lot going on in the OneStream live studio, which is amazing.
There is such a lot going on, and that's it. We said we'd do 30 minutes for each of these shows, but that was a tour de force, Joe. Great introduction to the studio, and we're back live with the two of us. You see, screen share works so well, especially when somebody good is actually delivering the message. Now, we're back tomorrow, and one of the things that sets OneStream Live apart from other broadcasting systems is the number of destinations you can broadcast to at the same time. That's tomorrow's topic, destinations, how to set them up, and basically how it works, and how you can go live on your website, which will be our lead into our Thursday broadcast. So, Joe, who's going to close the show today? Because I mean, right, okay. I want to say a big thank you for actually watching us live today. If you're catching the replay, thank you. We're on day 2 of 6 days. We'll be live Wednesday through Saturday. Thank you for joining us. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. This is Joe and Stephen on OneStream Live, and we're going to go for a break. Bye.